Hello. Today I'll be sharing 6 important tips which will make our life more happier, effective and meaningful. These 6 tips which I have been practicing all my life and I have acquired through tough rules and methods. And these 6 tips have been, of late I started feeling it more uh, relevant, sensible and applicable to most of the people in day-to-day life. We all seek for some sort of excellence, be it professional level, be it personal level. We have our dreams to chase. And these 6 tips have all along my life, you know, helped me move and achieve a reasonable success. So when I say success, it could differ from one person to the other. By success, you are, defining what you are expecting from life. And today, these 6 tips which I am about to share might be of great help in your dreams at professional level as well as at personal level. Tip number one, recognize the threat. Many times my participants ask me, Satish, I want to achieve this goal. I have dreams to chase. I want to make most of my talent and utilize my potential. What should I do? And the simplest question that I ask them is, why do you want to do that? They think for a moment. They say that probably I will become more productive, I will become more, I will be recognized, and that will help me to grow up higher in the ladder. I say, great. Then what? Why do you want to do it? They say that it gives me a lot of, satisfaction. It gives me a lot of happiness. I say, great. There you come to the point. Then I asked the other person, what do you want in life? They say that I want to do, build a house, have kids, and then establish a good career, a good life, and make my family feel better, and so on. Then I asked, fine. So what do you get out of it? Say that again, happiness, satisfaction, contentment, bliss. Great. So whether you are an housewife or you are a CEO of a company or you are an aspiring entrepreneur or already an established legend, whoever you may be, the very functioning of your actions is something related to happiness and satisfaction. And that is the only thing that matters in life. If you look at the entire humanity, it is all connected by one single thread, and that thread is happiness. So, tip number one, recognize the thread, and the thread is happiness. Tip number two, learn to pause. Today, the world has become increasingly busy. The more and more days that passes, the more busier we get. And ultimately, we are lost in somewhere during this transaction. What is happening to us? Are we taking out some time to reflect upon what is happening in our lives? We might think that yes, I do take time. I spend time with my friends, with my family, and sometimes I read books, sometimes I just open and play some games on mobile. Is that what I meant by spending time with yourself? Of course not. When I say spending time with yourself, it is about absolute disconnect from everything that I discussed just before. Your friends, your families, your mobile phones, your gadgets, everything switched off. You sitting with yourself. Have you taken that pause, that pausing moment, where you sit and analyze and reflect upon what is happening inside of you? So many things are happening around you, but are you aware of what is happening inside of you? There is an unexplored universe inside you, and it has all the guiding voices and guiding, unique ways of its guidance for your own nourishment. Are we taking out some time? That's one important thing that we miss in life. And incidentally, because we tend to avoid the time with ourselves, we, it is easier to get lost because we don't know where we are doing, why we are doing certain things, and what is that we expect from life. No, we have lost the track. Once we have lost the track, it builds on you, it grows on you. The stress revolves around it. So, second most important thing is to be aware of. what you are and who you are. There is significant difference between what you are and who you are. What you are is insignificant when you know who you are. So that's why I say pause, just reflect upon what is happening within you. Tip number three, taking responsibility for your actions. In life, we have to make so many choices. We have so many things to choose from. And with growing technology and the dynamics of the world is changing so fast, here we are expected to take decisions in a shorter time and make the most out of it. With such intense environment around us, the critical challenge is, are we taking responsibilities on our shoulders or are we dependent on others? Now, if you look at India, most of the kids these days, they don't have any prior experience in decision making. Probably the first decision that they have taken is choosing which course to pursue, be it engineering, be it commerce, or MBBS for that matter. So by then they are about 14 or 15 years of age. So that is when they are exposed to decision making for the first time in life. And subsequently, when they enter into the corporate world, every day they will have to make decisions, which poses a serious challenge and creates a lot of stress. Now, what is wrong with this? What is wrong in this setting is that, you know, as an individual, you don't know whether you are doing the right thing or not. And how do you know whether what you're doing is right or wrong unless otherwise you try, you take the risk and see for yourself. The truth is unexplored. Let me give you an example. If you have been raised by parents who are both theists, then probably you will be given all the doctrines of being a theist. If both the parents are atheist, then you are already an atheist because that's what you are bombarded with. Now, whether you are a believer or non-believer of God is not the question. Whether you know if God exists or God doesn't exist is your own journey to explore. And that is where your individuality comes into the picture. Now, the world is functioning in such a way that everything has been given to you, whether you ask for it or you don't ask for it. My point of contention is that do you have the researcher's mind and see the truth for yourself? If you are not, then probably you are leading a very not so efficient life because you might be successful following certain things, but you don't know who you could have been if you have not followed the things that have been given to you. Probably a much better person, probably more content, more happier, and living to your own innate skills that you are born with. So, taking responsibility for your actions is something substantially missing in today's world. As an individual, do you see what is right, what is wrong? Can you define what is right and wrong on your own experience? That determines the quality of life. Make your own definitions because life is lived just once. It cannot happen again and again. It may or may not, but this is all that we are given with. Let's make the best of it. Start taking the responsibilities. Act on your own consciousness. Tip number four, don't be serious, be sincere. Today, everybody is telling us to be more serious. Your boss wants you to do this with a lot more seriousness. Father and mother telling you to be more serious and responsible. Ultimately, which is most important? Is it good to be serious or it is good to be sincere? That's there is a qualitative difference between these two words, sincerity and seriousness. Seriousness lacks fun. Sincerity has fun included. It doesn't mean that you are compromised on something. Rather, you are giving your 100% to things, and still you enjoy the process of giving your 100% as well. So that's qualitatively differentiating seriousness from sincerity. So to be serious is, you know, being more stressed out, being more rigid about things, and if things don't happen, you lose your coolness, you lose your temperament, and everything goes for a toss. Being sincere helps you to learn from what is happening around you. Also, it helps you to be more creative. You can be part of that playful act and see what is happening around, and it also nurtures your creative wing. So, seriousness kills creativity, sincerity grooms creativity. So, it is a matter of choice whether you want to be serious or sincere. And my sincere advice is to be sincere. Tip number 5, just relax. Relax because the entire universe is relaxing. And we are the only species which is most stressed, most haphazard, and confused. It isn't surprising because we have mind of our own, and that's where the roots of all the problems are. Relax because you are going to live just once, and in this life, we all have the right to relax. By relaxing, I meant, you know, taking off some time for yourself and doing things that you really enjoy doing, not because of the circumstances and the situation that you have been put through, but because of a call and choice that you have made to honor for who you are. By relaxing, you take out a significant part of your time and exposing yourself to the bliss of nature. Spend your time with nature in the midst of greeneries. Take a book, read your favorite books, go through the poetry, go through the music. You don't have to be creative or you don't have to have any special talent like the legend in music or you don't have to be necessarily a great writer. Rather, it is about appreciating a great writer's work or great musician's music. So it is about appreciating things around you, the smallest details that is involved. Say, you are in the midst of a garden and there is beautiful flowers around you, trees around you, and birds chirping all the way, and you're just there lying down and thinking about your appraisal or your marks that could have been better. That's not the real way of celebrating life. Life is about celebration. The celebration is in that moment where you are observing what is happening around you. There is a lot of beauty, plenty of beauty. The universe is multitude. It's giving us different dimensions of beauty for mankind to enjoy. Are we enjoying? So, think for a moment how beautiful life would have been if we have learned the art of relaxing. Just relax. The sixth tip and the final one, be a lover of life. Life is beautiful. Life is just wonderful if you are looking at it as a lover. When you are in love, you know it is unconditional. When I say it is unconditional, the happiness and the sadness associated with it, you fully welcome. There is no selection in it. Not that only one aspect of life that I like and this I don't like. There is no distinction of good and bad. The collectivity of it, the overall blessings of life, you start to appreciate, you start to receive, and you are more open to the experience that life is giving you. When you are a lover of life, there are no disappointments. There is no way that you can fail. Everything that happens to you, even things that happen against your wishes, is a learning process. It's a way to build yourself. It is giving you a subtle message to shape yourself to be a better person. Be a lover of life because there is no other way that you can enjoy this life. If you are a lover of life, there cannot be any enemy to you because you love everything that comes along. You are becoming more compassionate. You are becoming the best of yourself. And it is not an easy thing to do because we have been trained in different ways. To become more compassionate about life requires intelligence. Only an intelligent person can be more loving towards life. He is life affirmative. He appreciates life. He acknowledges life. He is not against it. He is for it. So be a lover of life. And that is my last tip. And I hope you all enjoyed the session and my tips that has been shared in the last 10 minutes of time. And if you like this video, please do subscribe and be in touch. I'll be sharing more videos. See you soon.